What's going on? I can't see a thing. Goddamn Game of Thrones. Welcome to News to You, where I bring you the news that doesn't bring you the blues. Starting off, Polo Ralph Lauren is using plastic recycled bottles to make a version of its iconic polo shirts, which are then dyed using a process that uses zero water. The new shirt, known as Earth Polo, isn't the first of its kind, as there are smaller brands around the world that use recycled and repurposed materials to make clothing and furniture. However, with the announcement, Ralph Lauren committed to removing at least 170 million bottles from landfills and oceans by 2025, at least 500 years before the human race is vaccinated against stupidity, or as one would like to hope. Currently, an average of 12 bottles are used in the creation of each shirt, and they're manufactured in Taiwan, where the bottles are collected. So, do you have a 12-pack of Mountain Dew? Why? First Mile, an organization that uses the collected bottles and eventually turns them into fabric, is in partnership with Ralph Lauren to produce their shirts, which at $89.50 is not more expensive than other polos. $89.50 for one shirt? Since it's polo, I guess it better come with a pony. Of course I meant sneakers. I can't wear a horse. The Earth Polo is on sale at ralphlauren.com and in retail stores globally, and is available for men and women in green, light blue, navy, and white. And proving that Florida women can be just as insane as Florida man, 3 women were applying suntan lotion publicly in the nude at a rest stop, which is by far the most hygienic place you want to be caught walking around naked. Florida Highway Patrol said that when a deputy approached a trio, they began to get dressed and said they had been staying at a relative's place. But then an altercation occurred that resulted in their trip to the rest stop, as they had nowhere else to go. And why were they naked again? The Tampa Bay Times reported that the women told the deputy that they were air drying after washing up. I might touch the sink at a rest stop if I've got nothing else to live for. The 3 amigas then fled the scene and led police on a 21-mile chase, or 34 kilometers, drove their car at another deputy and threatened another with a bat before they were ultimately caught. Another crew of misfits got their swag on when they took advantage of Soulja Boy's jail sentence for a parole violation and robbed him of $700,000 in jewelry, money, and personal items. A caretaker promptly notified authorities when they returned to check on the house and noticed that it had been burglarized. But police didn't need Soulja Boy or anyone else to tell them about possible suspects because, wait for it, the burglars took to Soulja Boy's Instagram account to brag about the robbery while they were committing the robbery. I mean, this has to be proof that social media is making people dumber, right? That's terrible. Additionally, the burglaries seem to be an attempt to kickstart their music careers, as the suspects reached out to Soulja Boy's celebrity followers and asked for music video re-uploads and guest verses on records. One album I'm sure these guys will be featured on is the Dumbest Criminal's Greatest Hits album, coming to a store near you. Someone who seems to be considerably smarter is Volodymyr Zelensky. Volodymyr Z. The 41-year-old political novice easily beat incumbent Petro Poroshenko in a landslide victory. Zelensky, an entertainer, is well known for playing a president on TV, something he has in common with Donald Trump, who's also been playing a president on TV since 2016, while at the same time delivering a rousing performance as a 13-year-old mean girl on Twitter. When comparisons were made between the two TV stars' unlikely rise of power, some have been quick to highlight the difference in that Ukraine elected a comedian and the US elected a clown. But laughing all the way to the bank, a non-profit group found that one employee of the Metropolitan Transportation Authority made $344,000 in overtime in 2018. But that $344,000 is in New York. So after taxes and housing, it's really more like $50. So he can get himself a soup and a salad. Fiscal watchdog, the Empire Center for Public Policy, released data showing that overtime spending for the Long Island Railroad jumped 30% from $175.4 million in 2017 to $224.6 million in 2018. Coincidentally, Thomas Caputo, the chief measurement operator for the Long Island Railroad, who received the large paydays, retired this month, according to the MTA, but was not available for comment. Wise move on his part, unlike the Giants' move to draft Daniel Jones as their quarterback, and then their GM, Dave Getterman, promising that Jones will take them to the Super Bowl. No pressure on that kid though, right? Another organization with high hopes, Fiat Chrysler, said it will use technology from Google and Samsung to connect all its vehicles by 2022, not only to facilitate future car sharing and self-driving, but also to deliver music and video to passengers. Using Google's Android operating system and Samsung's cloud-based digital platform, Fiat Chrysler automobiles will save a lot of money on developing its own self-driving technology, but it will remain reliant on outside companies to provide required and desired systems. The vehicles will aid owners by, quote, predicting maintenance needs, locating fuel and charging stations, receiving traffic prompts and restaurant offers, and providing live customer care assistance at the push of a button. It sounds revolutionary. Google will track you everywhere you go. Unlike now, of course, they don't do that now. And you can stream movies to your Samsung screen, assuming, of course, the screen doesn't catch on fire every time you open the car door. Fiat said that the new capabilities will be launched in the second half of 2019. Lastly, shattering all kinds of box office records, Avengers Endgame grossed $1.2 billion in its opening weekend. What does that mean? Well, it means that the Marvel Cinematic Universe definitely has enough money to hire some better writers. For the 8,962 movies, it's most likely planned out to follow Endgame. That's all I've got for now, folks. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you got a couple chuckles out of this. If not, Volodymyr Zelensky. He's Zelensky. Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky. Volodymyr Zelensky. Okay.